Okay, so that brings the Chamonix part of the trip to an end, and what an amazing trip we've had. This beautiful mountain town never lets us down. Got in some good miles, some good elevation, ran on some new trails with Liga, getting ready for her big race. Had an amazing shakeout run. We got to meet loads of you guys there, and it's always great to meet the viewers of the channel. And it was supported by Innovate, which was super exciting. But like I said, we are moving on today. Obviously, the whole trip, the UTMB week, the icing on the cake was getting to watch Liga's incredible performance at the CCC. Blew my mind how well she moved through the mountains with a smile on her face, always looking strong. So the training definitely works, but it's also how strong she is mentally. It was awesome to watch. But yeah, we're heading to Switzerland today, and now it's my turn, so hopefully I don't let the team down. So I'm going to be running the 60k, which is part of the awesome UTMR that's organised by British ultra running legend Lizzie Hawker. So we've packed the adventure bus up, let's hit the road and let's get to Switzerland. Okay, so we're just coming to this incredible mountain road that drops down into Martigny-Combe, where the MCC actually started when we raced that. It's a road where I definitely have to keep my eyes forward and not look over the edge, because it's a spectacular road with amazing views, but there's a sheer drop on one side. So it will be clinging onto the steering wheel time, just staying focused ahead. Here we go. Wish me luck. The ears are popping. What a view, what a view. It must be one of the most spectacular valleys in the world coming down here. It's just incredible. Mountains either side, and then super flat as you get a car pulling around a bike going head on towards you on a nice mountain road with a sheer drop. Thanks, driver. It's a long way down. We have arrived at Grächen, and I've got to say it is some location. Probably the best view from a car park I've ever seen in my life, but nice drive over. We had this amazing flat straight road all the way through the valley, all the way through Martigny-Combe, and then all of a sudden we took a turn off up this really steep mountain road. Incredible views back down the valley, quite close to the edge though, so it was a bit of a white knuckle ride, but we've made it here in one piece. I definitely don't need the hoodie on anymore. It was freezing cold when we left Chamonix, and now I'd say it's probably 25, 26 degrees, but that's life in the mountains. But we're gonna get a few things sorted out, and then we're gonna head off and get registered. Luckily for me, registration and kit check was literally 50 yards away from where we had parked up. So I made my way in and got ready to have my mandatory kit check by good friend Andy Dukes, who had actually travelled over to Switzerland to help out with the race. They had a really great system in place that made it very straightforward. So just laying the items of mandatory kit by the signs on the floor. So I was soon through kit check and I passed with flying colours. Next stop was collecting my race number from another good friend that I hadn't seen for a while, and it's always great to see Bridget. So it was time for a big hug and a quick catch up. And then the last thing to do was to say cheese for the cameras as they took our pictures for the GPS tracking system, and we had to get our trackers attached to our race vests. And just like that, everything was ticked off, so I made my way back to the adventure bus. Okay, so there is a slight change of plans. In the background you can see the start and finish line of the Ultra Trail Monte Rosa, but the weather in Switzerland yesterday was horrendous. Heavy rains, lots of flooding, and unfortunately on the course we should have been running tomorrow there was a landslide. So the mayor has actually closed off the whole valley. So Lizzie and her team have been rushing around frantically trying to come up with a plan B, and they are out as I speak formulating a new route for us to run tomorrow. I've just been sent through the details and the GPX file. So it's now called the Mattertal 50k, so it's a bit shorter in distance, but it's pretty much got the same elevation profile as the 60k we should have been running. So 4,144 meters. Behind the camera is the final climb that we're going to be coming down to the finish, and it is a bit of a brute. So like I said, there's been changes. It sounds like the team have done a wonderful job, so we are going to be racing tomorrow. So, you know, really happy about that. It's a different route, but it's still going to be spectacular. This place is magical. Okay, so we've picked up our race numbers, we've had our kit checked, but I thought I'd just run you through the mandatory kit list for the race and the kit that I'm actually going to be using at around about 1,600 meters, because that's how high this town is. So we're pretty high up already. So if I grab out my mobile phone, top of the list, a fully charged mobile phone, fully functional head torch with replacement batteries, bottles of bladders with the capabilities of carrying 1 litre of fluids, emergency food rations of 400 calories, emergency beer bag, whistle, elastic bandage or strapping. We've also got to carry a drinking cup, a waterproof jacket with hood, waterproof trousers, a warm long sleeve mid layer, and long running trousers. So I'm going to be carrying a full length pair of tights. Also warm hat, gloves, and a GPS tracker that's supplied by the race organizer. Okay, so let's start with the all-important shoe choice, and I am going for Saucony's Exodus Ultra 3. Now, I wasn't sure about this shoe when I first tried it, being a massive fan of the original pair and the Exodus Ultra 2s. I thought it felt a bit clunky, a bit flat, and a bit stiff, but I've actually been using it out in the mountains since we've been in Chamonix on quite a lot of the training runs, on the long run where we did 2,000 meters of elevation, and I think the shoe's finally broken in. It actually feels very comfortable. Over all those miles that we've run in the mountains, I've had 0 issues. So I know this shoe's a safe bet. So yeah, shoe of choice is going to be Saucony's Exodus Ultra 3. As far as apparel goes, well, shorts, I'm going to be wearing the 8-inch Saysky shorts. Massive fan of these. They don't actually have an internal brief, and you know, I'm a big fan of wearing running underwear. Speaking of running underwear, I'll be wearing CXP's endurance briefs. Really comfortable, never caused me any issues or any chafing. So yeah, Saysky shorts. I'm going to pair that up with one of Saysky's combat short sleeve tees. I love the combat fabric, super soft, really breathable, and just comfortable to wear for long periods of time. Long sleeve, I'm going the same thing again, same fabric in a long sleeve. So again, tried and tested over the years, and obviously Saysky are supporting this series, but you'll know if you follow the channel, I'm a big fan of their apparel and I've been wearing it for a long time. As far as waterproof jacket goes, well, I've got their Element 3L waterproof jacket. Super comfy, really nice and fitted. It's got pit zips in, and the hood is really comfortable with this sort of elasticated collar within. And it's got a brim on the hood, which I think is really important when it comes to our running waterproof jackets. It's been tried and tested in some really terrible conditions in the UK. We're going to have sunshine pretty much most of the day tomorrow. So again, don't think I'm going to be putting it on. Maybe in the morning, it's an early start, it could be quite cold. But yeah, the Element 3L waterproof jacket from Saysky. Long running trousers. So like I said, I'm going to be wearing a pair of Saysky's Pace tights. And I've just got hold of a new pair of gloves from Saysky. So we've got the normal glove, but we've also got a mitten that we can pull over the top if it does get really chilly. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know again in the mountains. Could be cold in the morning, so I might be wearing these. Also with that Saysky short sleeve tee, I'm going to be wearing a pair of their arm warmers. I personally think a short sleeve tee and arm warmers is a brilliant combination to wear when you're running distance. So if it's cold in the morning, I can pull the arm warmers up, and then as I'm working up that first big climb and the sun starts rising and I get warm, I can roll them down, but I still keep them on my arms, because when you go over the top, it might get a bit chilly, so I can pull them up again. I've got a merino Saysky beanie as my warm hat. I'll probably wear that in the morning with my head torch, and I'm definitely going to be wearing our new multi-wrap of motivation, because all those inspirational quotes on it might help me out when I'm working hard up that last big climb in the race. We've also got a Harrier first aid kit. It's not on the mandatory kit list, but I always carry one. You never know when you're going to need it, or you never know when it might help someone else in a tricky situation. And I've also got one of Harrier's emergency bivvy bags. All of that is going to be stuffed into a 4-litre dry bag. We're going to cinch that down so it's all nice and safe, and then that will be going in the back of my running vest. Speaking of race vests, I'm going to be wearing my Salomon Advanced Skin 12 set. It's always been my hydration vest of choice for many, many years. Super comfortable, lots of accessible storage. And again, once I start running in it, I don't really feel like I've got anything on. So that's always important when it comes to our hydration vests or our race packs. I'll be pairing that up with their pole quiver on the back. And speaking of poles, we've got the Harrier Carbon Havelen Pro poles. So I've been using them for a number of years now, and they've never let me down. Super comfortable hand grips and nice and light, and they stow away nice and easily in that pole quiver. And I almost forgot, waterproof trousers. I'll just have a pair of Salomon's Bonatti waterproof trousers rolled up in my pack as well. I'm probably not going to need them either, and they're just nice and light, super compact, so I tend to carry them around with me. I don't think I've ever actually put them on in a race, but like I said, you never know. And then last but not least, nutrition. So I'm going to be using a combination of Precision Fuel and Hydration gels, just their standard gels, not caffeinated gels, and their Tasty Chews. So this is the nutrition that's been fueling us all the way through Liga's training, and she used it in the race. Really good on the stomach. I've had no issues with it. Liga ran strong with it. Again, she was taking gels at about, I don't know, 90k into the race, no problem. So they obviously work well, and I'm a big fan of these chews. A real treat when you're out on the trails. And electrolytes, I'll be using their 1000 mix in one bottle, so I'll have a soft flask of their electrolyte mix in one, and then just plain water in the other. And obviously I'll be topping those up as I go throughout the race. So there you have it, folks. I think that is everything covered. A quick rundown of the kit I'll be using and the mandatory kit that we need to be carrying. Like I mentioned earlier, it is going to be an early start, so 4 o'clock in the morning, so we're probably going to be up at 3. So we're going to try and get an early night tonight. We are going to head off into the town. There's quite a few guys that have come to this race from Cornwall, so we're going to hopefully go and hook up with them, maybe get a coffee or something to eat, but definitely going to be an early night. I just want to take this opportunity again to thank all our wonderful viewers for all the support that you've given us while we've been out in Chamonix, especially to Liga. You know, all your words of encouragement and support really did help her out in the build up and definitely in the race. You know, you guys super supportive, so a massive thanks to you. We'll be back on the channel very soon with some more exciting mountain running content. Obviously we've got the race day videos from Liga's CCC and the race day from the race that I'm going to be starting tomorrow morning. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching and stay safe and keep on running. Do you know directions to the lower car park? We've got to find them. James! Lloyd! James! Fancy seeing you here! What are you two doing here up on the balcony, sunning yourselves?
No wine neither. Water.
No, it can't be. Surely it's like vodka or gin or tonic.
No, the shops are shut.
Well done, hydrating, I'm impressed, boys. Long sleeve leggings, long sleeve leggings. Long sleeve leggings, long sleeve leggings. Speaking of race vests, race vests.